So I started my career as a systems and software engineer, and I worked for about 7 years in Qualcomm and in Ericsson before moving to product management. I actually did an MBA with IIM Ahmedabad and did management consulting for a year before moving to product management. I feel that my initial years as an engineer has given me a solid grounding and understanding of the product development process and some of the typical challenges that the engineers face. I think that has helped me be successful as a product manager. I've been with DataWeave for about 7 months now, and it's been an extremely interesting journey. So I joined DataWeave sort of in the middle of pandemic in the March of 2021, and I had to sort of go through this whole remote onboarding. Right, and as a matter of fact, we're actually still working remotely, and that was sort of the first challenge. But thanks to very helpful and kind colleagues, and it's across the board, right, and across all functions, and that made my onboarding very smooth, right, as smooth as it can be given the circumstances. Now, what I like about DataWeave is I absolutely love the whole energy and passion at DataWeave. Right? Every employee is completely committed to the success of the organization, and everyone is more than helpful. Right? If you go to them with their problems, and the interesting thing is it's very difficult to sustain things like these when working in a remote fashion, right? And through the pandemic, but I think we at DataWeave has gotten something right, and that is how we will be able to sustain it even during these trying times. So DataWeave is a SaaS company, and what we do is we provide data and analytics that help some of the largest retailers in the world help make decisions in terms of pricing and assortment. And similarly, we work with some of the large global retail brands to help them analyze how well their brands are represented in the digital shelves. Our vision is that our product not only help make these decisions, but also help retailers with automated pricing and intelligence, and which can sort of directly contribute to their top line. And similarly for brands, we want to help them optimize the content, their pricing and promotions, and their marketing spend in e-com platforms. And not just optimize it, and also sort of automate that entire process. And we believe the semantics capabilities that we have and also deep expertise that we have in e-com will help us get to that goal. So typically, what do we look for when hiring for my team? So one, from a competence standpoint, we look for people who have very good analytical skills. We look for people who are problem solvers. You give any problem that you throw at them, they can come with some kind of solution for those problems. Right? And ideally, we look for people who have worked in data products or product management in sort of a SaaS environment. Right? But more than competence, we also look for many behavioral qualities. Right? So some of the behavioral qualities that we look for is we want people who are proactive. Right? And I believe for us to succeed as a company, we need employees who are sort of proactive, who are go-getters, right? And next, we look for people who are good listeners, because I believe listening is sort of the first step towards sort of having customer empathy, right? Be a good listener and who can empathize with the customers. And we also look for people who can sort of work across teams. We at DataWeave have, of course, as any other SaaS company, we have multiple teams, and our product managers actually are sort of the glue that holds many of these teams together. And you absolutely have to work across all of these teams, right? Be it sales and CSM, engineering team, and we have various kinds of engineering teams as well, from product engineering to platform engineering, as well as delivery engineering. So we want people who are capable of understanding all the functionalities of these particular teams and who can work across these teams in a seamless manner. So about DataWeave's culture, so I believe, if we were to sort of distill this and put it into 2 to 3 points, I believe DataWeave as a company, right, all of us at DataWeave are ready to roll up the sleeves and sort of do whatever it takes to delight the customer, right? And this is a trait across all employees, right from the CEO, the founders, and to the tech architects, and across the org, right? That is one trait that I really see at DataWeave, right? Everybody is ready to do whatever it takes and to solve the problem of the customer, to delight the customer. Second, I would say we are a very open and transparent company, right? Everybody in the company knows where we stand, whether in terms of revenues, in terms of customers, and so on, right? And employees have the freedom to ask anything to the CEO, to the management team, to the managers, right? And all of that helps us be a very open and a transparent company. Now, the one trait that I like the most, and I think it is very distinct, is that I believe we are very grounded and down to earth as a company, right? It probably comes from the behavioral traits of the founders and some of the early employees, right? We are not a company that is very flashy. You may not hear us in newspapers and so on, but you would, the customers know us, right? We are well known in the industry, but I would like to think we are a very modest company, right? We are very modest and very down to earth. So DataWeave is a SaaS company, and what we do is we provide data and analytics that help some of the largest retailers in the world help make decisions in terms of pricing and assortment. And similarly, we work with some of the large global retail brands to help them analyze how well their brands are represented in the digital shelves. Our vision is that our product not only help make these decisions, but also help retailers with automated pricing and intelligence, and which can directly contribute to their top line. And similarly for brands, we want to help them optimize the content, their pricing and promotions, and their marketing spend in e-com platforms. And not just optimize it, and also sort of automate that entire process. And we believe the semantics capabilities that we have and our sort of deep expertise that we have in e-com will help us get to that goal. Well, something about myself that not many people know. I had a good friend of mine have actually started a podcast show. So it's called The Career Console. We just spend a couple of hours during our weekends sort of talking about how to manage careers, what are some of the challenges that young professionals face, right? And we also plan to get some interviews started and so on, right? And this is our sort of modest way of giving back to the young professionals, right? These are sort of practical advices based on our career experiences, and we plan to sort of make this a slightly bigger platform by trying to get more industry veterans and interviewing industry veterans. You can actually subscribe to it, and you can follow it in Spotify and many of the other podcast apps as well, Google Podcast and so on. What is my message to young product managers? See, product management from the outside may look very sexy. You sort of, you're considered to be the CEO of the product, and that's how it is often advertised. But the reality is that product management is one of those functions that comes with a lot of responsibility, but you have very little authority, right? And hence it's a little tough to be a product manager, to actually succeed as a product manager. My message to product managers is that you persevere, right? Gain the trust of all the other functions as well. I think that those are very critical for you to actually succeed as a product manager, right? But as a whole, India is going through a very exciting phase. There are a lot of startups, a lot of interesting ideas. So I would say, as a product manager, your future is bright. What you want to do is persevere and sort of gain that trust across all the functions within your org. If you'd like to join us, we are hiring. You can actually see. By the way, you can. We are constantly hiring, so you can apply to us to DataWeave using the link in the caption above if you wish to join our team. So that's all I had. Thanks a lot for watching, and I wish you all the very best.